Hey, welcome to Mercy TV Live, your medical cannabis call-in show. Greetings, my name is Perry, and here with Sonny, we'll be hosting this segment of MTV Live. Please call in with your medical cannabis related question, comment, curse, or kudo, what have you. Here we talk about getting your card, finding medicine now, where to find a grower or how to get growing yourself, and all the relevant information to make that decision. And then there's best methods on medicating and where to get resources for all this here. And then changes to whether you're making a change yourself or a change to the program, like our campaign to add post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD to the OMMP or Oregon Medical Marijuana Program. And that's an important change that we're going to get made here, hopefully.
Well, a lot of people know somebody if they themselves don't have PTSD. They know somebody that does. They all are using cannabis and doing it illegally and are so fearful. You know, these are the things we're trying to do at the Mercy Center is help people so you don't have to have that fear. You know what? We're getting laws changed. We're getting this added as a condition. You know, come down, give us a call. We can use all the help. You guys, we're a nonprofit. Everybody's a volunteer. They're all patients. You know, would you like to help somebody? Come on down. Another thing that's been brought to our attention is the parents that have children that need their cards, you know. The people that came in tonight were very concerned because they got 3 children. And you know what? They don't want to lose them behind trying to have some medicine that is working for them. That is a very important thing. A lot of people should know that the Children's Services Division will not do anything to you if you have your medicine put up, you don't have it scattered around the house where the kids can get to it, and you also have a place to smoke, a specific smoking room, and that it's locked up, and that room can only be accessed by you and your husband, and you know, that's what they're looking for. Once they find that, they'll leave. You know, this is a big thing that people need to know, that you can use cannabis if you're suffering because of the pills and you're not using the pills and they're making you sick and the side effects are more than the condition itself. We understand. Cannabis has helped a lot of people, and this is what you need to do. Just get your doctors together and get your card. You know, people don't realize how easy it is. It's very easy. You just need to take the step and say, you know what, cannabis is an alternative medicine that I can use.
Yeah, it's safe, effective medicine, and that's one of the things that we is good about the campaign to add PTSD. It's going to be a long, hard haul. It's going to be expensive, and you know it shouldn't have to be done this way. We shouldn't be going through this legislative process to get this common sense thing done. But nonetheless, there it is. Now, along the way, we have an opportunity to do outreach and to educate people that cannabis is indeed safe, effective medicine. During the testimony for the campaign, many experts were testifying about cannabis's efficacy and safety. But another thing that was brought up was the relative inexpense and simplicity compared to the pharmaceuticals that are currently being applied to PTSD. And you know, the expense and hassle of the alternative pharmaceuticals comes in a couple of ways. One, it's the number and the quantity of these things that they've got to take, as well as the expense of it. So folks, you know, should have that option of medical cannabis for PTSD for all the right reasons. Mostly, though, because it's a basic American right to be you consume the medicine that works for you free of fear.
Well, and back to the real thing is everybody's prejudices today are based on bad information. If you really knew...
Oh, we have a call?
Call.
Okay,
all right,
go ahead,
hello, caller.
Hi. Yes, I have some extra plants that I need to get rid of. I was wondering if I could do something with them?
Yeah, bring them down to the Mercy Center.
All right.
Wednesday night would be a good time because we do. That's when our folks are usually bringing their excess resources, and we're exchanging them.
Cool.
Okay, well that's great. Yeah, that's one of the things we do with it. Do you have your 18 babies and certain amount got to maturity and you need to get rid of the rest? Is that your situation?
No, actually, I just got a bunch of babies I need to get rid of. I got what I need, so I got extra babies.
All right, good, but we're the place.
Cool.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you.
Okay. Our Wednesday night meeting is at 1745 Capitol Street Northeast. For folks of you not familiar, it starts at 7 and we go till about 9ish. And as I said, that's the place to come if you have excess medicine, excess plants, excess anything, or if you need stuff, or just are curious about the issue. You know, we're a clearinghouse of information. We have our Cannabis Connection. We have all kinds of literature there to let folks have.
Well, and a lot of people are getting bad information, and today the good information is cannabis works. Do you have bad nausea? Do you have bad pain? Have you been on contracts where they had you on all the different pills and you're living the side effects of those pills today? Cannabis can help you. And those are the things that I like to tell people, because a lot of people in the hospital watch the show and they go, man, I'm glad I'm watching the show because now I know I have a possibility of getting off all this crap, because you know what? There's hope. Everybody thinks, man, I'm in the hospital, I've been through all the worst. You know what? You have hope. Cannabis can help. And it doesn't, you know, I can't say it doesn't help everybody, because everybody's told me they've got help. So, you know, the odds of them helping you are good, and the odds of it not is very good that
Right.
it's not.
Yeah.
So everybody take the time, talk to your doctor, look up internet. Internet has all the information, and find out that cannabis can help you with all sorts of conditions. These are the things that we're trying to get out at the Mercy Center, that everybody knows that, you know what, I've heard bad information, I've got judgments on bad information, but now I've got good information that says, you know what, this is really good and it helps.
So I hope folks will follow through with that. If you yourself are not in the market for medical cannabis, you certainly know somebody that may be. And it's as simple as going to mercycenters.org, check the list of qualifying conditions. If you're not certain, send us an email or give us a call at our phone number of 503-363-4588. Of course, you can always just come on down. We're open Monday through Friday, noon to 6 at 1745 Capitol Street Northeast. As we said, we have literature, the Oregon Cannabis Connection, other fine pieces of literature there to educate folks on the issues that we were talking about. The Oregon Cannabis Connection will also have some recipes there and lists of all the other resources, not just here in Salem, but around the state of Oregon for the medical cannabis community. Whether you're a patient looking to get resources, or you're a caregiver that's taking care of the patients, or you're a grower and you want to maximize your ability to take care of the patient community. Oregon Cannabis Connection, which you can get at Mercy Center, is for you. You know, and in addition, you know, we talked about the campaign to add PTSD. There's some other legislative bills in play this session. I heard over the internet that Peter Buckley has dropped a dispensary bill. That is, there is a bill in the Oregon State Legislature. I believe it's House Bill 2191, but we'll get that number for certain and get it to you folks so you can contact your legislator. And along with Senate Bill 281, the PTSD bill, start to make sure that your legislators properly represent you in Oregon State. We need to make sure that we definitely get a yes vote on SB 281. We need to check out this HB 2191 for the dispensary bill and see to it that any bad parts get out, the good parts stay, and watch it the whole way through. Because if we're not careful, we'll have the same thing happen to us that with a previous bill, the Senate Bill 1085 in this case, that ended up with our 12-inch rule. Also, the issues of the fee reduction, the fee hike that came through, is also needs to be addressed, and if we're not careful, that may get swept under the rug. So folks need to get involved and contact their legislator, and you can start with Senate Bill 281. To find out who your legislators are, visit our website, mercycenters.org, or send us an email, or give us a call, or come on down.
You know, we're there Monday through Friday, noon to 6. Everybody's a patient. Everybody's a volunteer. We're a nonprofit, you guys. We're all taking care of each other. What do you need? What do you need to know? What do you need to help with your garden? What do you need to know to help with your medicine? These are things that are so important to us patients that are using cannabis on a daily basis. Maybe you'd like to know how to cook with it. Maybe you want to know how to make those oils. All of these things are going on, and people are trying to get monies and charge everybody everything. Right. And you know, the thing is this: come down, teach somebody else how to do it, go out to their house, show them some techniques in growing. Mm-hmm. Everything is good, because now that they know how to grow, they've got enough medicine and they're coming to help, you know. So what do you need? That's what the real deal is. Back to the people are so nervous. Right. You shouldn't be nervous. We have a law. It is protecting us. Everybody has that protection. And people with children should not worry either. That's been a big issue this week with the children and parents. Mm-hmm. Parents feel like they can't get off the pills and doing all that because the pills are okay, but the marijuana will get them in trouble with the law. Mm-hmm. So back to having a safe place to smoke and putting all your stuff away where the kids can't get to it. But everybody that I know that is parents are responsible. They're very responsible, and they're not even doing, it's already put away and locked up and everything anyway. Mm-hmm. So these are things that we already do, so it's not something that we don't already do. You know, a lot of people, like people in the hospital that haven't heard about cannabis or don't know about cannabis, what a blessing that you've heard about it now. Mm-hmm. Go on the internet, talk to your doctors, tell them all these pills and all the side effects and all the crap that you've been through, and now you can maybe eat a cookie or eat a pancake with some butter, green butter, or have some spaghetti with some green oil. Mm-hmm. You know, all of these things, all these foods are things you can learn to do and eat and have a quality of life. Mm-hmm. And get away from the crap that everybody's been living, that if you're in the hospital, you've got a lot of issues, you know? Yep. And you can have a quality of life and not have so much of those issues by using some cannabis, and that is very, very good. We just need to share that with people and let them know that this is possible. You know, the whole thing is everybody had bad information and was going, well, it's no good for you. Well, no, it is good for you, and that's the good information. So what do you need? Do you need some help with your garden? Do you need a doctor? Do you just need somebody to, you know, show you the ways that everybody said, like they came in today about what mm-hmm. they do with all the paperwork? Well, you got to certify mail it. All the paperwork needs to be certified mailed to the state of Oregon. And then that pretty much, the receipt is your card. Yep. And then you can have a garden, and then you can have medicine, and you are protected from the law with just that. And that's it. It's that easy. Everybody goes, well, no, it can't be that easy. Mm-hmm. It is that easy. You're protected once your doctor signs your paper. You send in your fees because the state charges you $200, or if you have Oregon Health Plan and SSI or food stamps, and all those things will give you a break. That will help you be able to get your card, and when you send that in, the green slip from the certified mail is your card. Mm-hmm. And then at some point in the next few months, they'll send you a card, and you'll have your card. Then it'll go for another year, and then you'll need to be renewed. Mm-hmm. And every year you need to be renewed. Seeing another doctor shows that you still have this condition that exists that cannabis is helping, and the state gets their fee. Hopefully by next year we've gotten that fee down, because that's what Perry was talking about, the fee. The fees were down, and then they went up, and now there's a lot of people not getting in the program because they can't afford it. Well, that's a whole issue itself, and a lot of people should get involved, like the Facebook stuff and the tweet stuff and all those things they do, social media stuff. All that should be about the prices, about the 12-inch rule. All those things are stuff that affect us very directly, and nobody's talking about it.
And no, and not really getting enough progress on it. You know, we have this PTSD bill in play now, and it's a perfect opportunity for folks to get involved, to contact and start lobbying their legislator. They can join the network of other folks lobbying their legislators and compare the points and counterpoints that you're making. I mean, you know, why are we doing this? Why is it necessary? What's the process? And in so doing, you leverage yourself to be in a position to further, you know, take back this country, I mean, this state, as well as this country, through this process, making sure that there's people there who represent you, and when they don't, de-electing them, getting other folks in there. They're, you know, using this as a true standard, a litmus test for your leadership, and talking it up amongst your neighbors, creating a grassroots movement yourselves. And when you do, you're going to, and get out there, you'll find there's other folks doing it, and you have the power of many at your disposal, truly. And through this medical cannabis issue, starting with the campaign to add PTSD, folks have the fantastic opportunity. We only hope that they can network with us at Mercy, which is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization, by the way, which is why we do these things, why and how we do these things, this TV show, all our media, this campaign to get this PTSD added. These are things that we do as in a cooperative basis, as a group of citizens that are networking the resources we have, most of the information, you know. And that information is priceless. When it comes to making this decision to get your card, you know, there's all this information about getting it. We're vetting the records of folks, making sure they're good for them, answering their questions, letting them know simple basic things like if you're moving here from California, Washington State, any other state, the doctor's records, the chart notes that you'll need are good from there. Right. You know, you just have to have an Oregon doctor sign your medical marijuana form, the card, the piece of paper that's going to get your card in Oregon. But if you're seeing a primary care physician for your condition, perhaps some education would get your doctor signed so you don't have to go see the specialist. Someone was talking with us, called today, and asked what the bottom line price is, their cost to get your card, and that doctor's fee is at least half of that expected $450 it's going to cost you. You might as well make it around $500 after all the other ancillary costs of mailing your application by certified mail and getting that certified mail receipt, things like that, driving around, having to do stuff. But you can help that by not having to go see the specialist, which is $250 itself. Get your doctor signed, and it's a matter of education. We hear that docs are afraid to prescribe smoke medicine here in Washington, Oregon. Sorry, folks, where are we now? And it's important to know that in the Oregon system, docs don't prescribe. They're just signing the form that confirms that you have the qualifying condition. In addition, the other methods than smoking, we were working today, just here recently, we had someone come in and bring us a lot of cream, salve, for folks to use that way. And that's a good example of the alternative medications that don't involve smoking or run the risk of getting high. And even as we have these new, we're working on the strains that have high CBDs and CBNs, the cannabinoids and cannabinols, which don't have the psychoactive ingredient of THC in it. So these pure CBD strains and stuff that we're getting, less THC, more the good things that for the folks, and as well as applied topically with this cream, this salve that person brought in.
Well, and what Perry's talking about is they are identifying the molecular little pieces of the molecules that work good for parts of the brain, good for parts of the body, good for parts of pain, good for different specific things, and it doesn't have anything to do with you getting high or feeling disoriented or a buzz or anything, because it will go directly to the areas of the body where it needs to go to have some effect. And these are the things that a lot of studies are being done on. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. And you know what? That's beautiful, and everybody should know it. And I bet that's probably the first time you've heard about it. Well, because a lot of people tell me, I've never heard nothing like that before.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. The thing is, today, before you get sick, before somebody in your family gets sick, before your neighbors, your friends, I don't care, whoever it is, before they get sick, you get sick, find out about all this information, because what a blessing it is not to be able. Everybody tells me they can't sleep and they can't eat because of the pills and the different crap they're going through. That's what cannabis helps with, is sleeping and eating. And that's one of the biggest things, that once you do start sleeping and eating, then you're able to deal with the condition you have, the pills they're giving you, and depending on if it's a pain issue, a nausea issue, or seizures, or whatever the particular condition is, that is what you will be able to have a chance to say, I do feel better.
Right.
I do feel better, and it must be from the cannabis I'm eating. I'm rubbing the oil on my joints, anywhere on your body you can use it, and it helps you, and you're not eating no pills. I mean, the lady that was there today says she can't believe it. Well, watch, she'll believe it when she comes back and says all that stuff just works so good. Those are the things. It's not snake oil, it's really cannabis oil, and it does work. And people are gonna get good results. You gotta give it a chance. And if you already know, then you just need to share it with somebody else, so they too will have that information and be able to say, wow, I don't need to take all those pills. Because most of the people taking the pills end up getting psychologically messed up behind them. If not, their guts and all their internal organs get messed up behind the amounts of pills that they have to take. And then they got side effects from the pills they're taking, and then they live the side effect deal, because all they got now is side effects, and they literally, that's their life, is side effects. I'd rather have just the condition with no pills than live the side effects of the pills for the condition. Those are a lot of things that people don't understand, but once you've had to do that, you would really understand, and it would be a blessing if somebody could tell you, hey, what can I do? How can I get some help? Cannabis. Cannabis can do it.
If you're suffering, you're watching a loved one suffer, you've tried everything, consider cannabis. Medical cannabis has been safe, effective. We have stories after story after story of folks that were on handfuls of medications, on all kinds of therapies, and it was after they had failed to sleep, after their appetite was ruined, after they have episodes where they're just mean to everybody around them, particularly the loved ones trying to care for them and all, that they've tried cannabis and it worked. It worked, and in extremely few cases it hasn't worked, but never, ever, ever have we had negative, has it made it worse, like these other things that people are going through. So, we've got to, how can we keep this information to ourselves, this thing that's a miracle? If anything can be considered a gift of God to us, this plant, when all the things that it helps with. But the program isn't really fully geared to help folks the way it should be. A lot of folks that suffer from things like Parkinson's or fibromyalgia, them in and of itself, they have bipolar, they have PTSD. These conditions in and of themselves aren't qualifying conditions. It's the pain from the fibromyalgia, it's the spasticity, the shaking and tremors from the Parkinson, it's the pain from an injury related to the PTSD, or it's nausea from medications for the PTSD that will qualify you for the medical cannabis program here in Oregon. And it should be better, than that. But in the meantime, come on, if you think the cannabis would help you or a loved one, come on down to the center. We'll walk you through it. We'll vet the records, and we'll do the best things that can be done to help you get your card, to help you find medicine now, all those things. As we said, we are Mercy, a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization, and we're here to help you help yourselves. And hopefully you'll come back and help us help others and make this one big whole help network where the best things are done for folks because we can, and not at a price only.
Well, the main thing is this: somebody that that you've been sharing their medicine, and you grow that medicine because it's working for you, is beautiful. Because a lot of people don't understand that they've smoked medicine before and it didn't do nothing, just because that particular strain wasn't good for you. It was good for him, it was good for me and those guys over there. Of course, it wasn't good for those guys over there. That's how cannabis is. It's like pills. Different strains work for different people, and it works on the oil, but it don't work on the smoking. It works in the food, but not on the others. It's just those kinds of things that you have to experiment with the strains to find out if they work, if they don't work, and if you have somebody to help you learn how to cook and oil and butter, and then you too can find out on your own. Hey, this is what I know. I've got some really good things that work for me, or I don't have some things that work.
Well, strains, grow methods, applications, folks in the growing process really need to, make sure you get all that right, and not just in the growing, but in the harvesting. Some cases where folks haven't cured it properly too. And so some are going, well, curing, what do you mean curing? Doesn't it you just dry it? Or you just chop it and smoke it. Don't you just do that? No, there's a curing process, and it needs to be done right. And in the application, we were talking about making the can of butter. We find out, so some folks will say, oh, I made the batch, it didn't work. We go into more detail, break it down, and get it, step by step, and it turns out they tried to accelerate the process. They tried to speed it up by boiling it. And boiling it or applying too much heat to the can of butter process is going to vaporize it and not get as effective as it should be. So, we keep working at it, and but only by networking, by sharing the information that we have, that other people's experience, do we educate each other's, and we do good for each other. So we encourage folks to come and check us out Wednesday night, 7 to 9. If you can't be Monday through Friday, noon to 6. There's also the internet. Look us up on www.mercycenters.org, or give us a call at the center.
503-363-4588. Thanks to all of our volunteers and CCTV. We sure got some great people.
And thanks for you folks for tuning in. Thanks to our callers here at Mercy TV Live. We'll be back here next Friday at 7 p.m. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. So please join us. Bring a friend. Certainly bring something to write with and get this information down, because believe me, this is life-saving information. Thanks, Sonny, for helping out.
Thank you, Perry, and thank you guys. We couldn't do it without all the people that support us.
All right, let's tune in next time, Mercy TV Live. Bye.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.